Why didn't that work? Excuse me? Oh, is it because I told it to hide chat after a little bit? Silly butt, I'm immune to your ads. Come on, chat, why aren't you showing? What the hell? Okay, it does say that you're showing, but it's like all the way over there? Why is it all the way over there? Can I just like erase this so it like just does a... Okay, maybe I move it over here. Connected enemy. Save? Okay, maybe I turn it off so that it doesn't immediately disappear while I'm testing this. That would be helpful. I do have show messages permanently checked, but it's not actually showing them permanently. Excuse me? Chat! Hey, look! That showed up. Oh my gosh, it's so fucking tiny, though. Why is it so little? Look at that tiny chat. Ooh, look at those tiny chatters right there. Ooh, tiny chat. Hi, VMog. Congratulations on first. Mommy's trying to figure out how to add chat to stream. Wait. Position and style. Okay, the width was, I can actually, 346. Height is 389. Okay. Okay, that's a little more appropriate to what it actually is now. I can't see it yet because I gotta add that, like, custom background thingy. Let's see. Let's just... Okay, it was an image that I had... Mommy, yeah. Mummy. That's what I say to my dogs all the time. I'm like, please excuse me, Mummy's trying to do something. I wanted to do it before stream, but, like, I had a massive fucking headache, so... Okay, we're gonna name this image chat box, and I gotta go find it in my resources folder. There we go. It's not in the anime background. It's the anime text chat frames. No items match your shirt. Search. What the actual fuck? Okay. Oh, because this is apparently only bitmap, TJ, and PNG. Okay. What kind of file is my background? I should have checked that beforehand. Chat frames. Oh, they're like all media things. Ooh, that's cute. I like that one. That one's kind of nice. That's okay. I think I might do chat frame 1. But it is... Can I just drag this into OBS and it'll work? Ugh. There! Yeah, I can! Fuck yeah! Thank you, OBS. Okay, Where did it go? Excuse me? Oh no, we forgot to tell it it's gotta repeat. It's just like, it did its animation and then just fucking disappeared. Like, that, my job is done, goodbye. Let's see. Nope. I did not. I bought it off of Etsy for like $9. I would like to commission some in the future, but I really kind of have to find an artist that matches like the aesthetic first. Oh, you're gonna make me stand up and stretch already? We're not even technically started yet. Good morning. Also red. Ooh. Big stretch. Ooh. Oh, I found the button to loop. There we go. There we go. Okay. Loop. Loop is here now. Chat box. Okay. Why is it? Oh, that's chat. Okay. We'll delete. Move that. Yes. Move this in front of that. Okay. All right. I can see you now. Okay. I'm going to put these in a folder together so that when I move one, we move the other. We will originally name this folder chat. That name is already in use. Okay. Of course it's already in use. It's for something completely different. Screaming. Right? I need more more windows for more people. Chat, we'll call it chat overlay. That'll work. Slide that in that folder, that in that folder. Beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna make this bigger so that y'all fit within the box. Beautiful. You now fit within the box. And now we move the whole box. Ooh, perfect. Just kind of slide y'all right up in here. I think this is your new home, at least for the starting soon screen. Does that feel like a good place? Are y'all comfortable there? Is that nice and cozy? Slightly above the music? I need to make chat more visible. You're not really comfortable. I could make you more comfortable. What would make you more comfortable, Siren? Gotta make sure it's all like overlaid well. I could also like feel like center it on the actual like scene so that y'all are kind of like in between here. And then I could just make the music window. Oh, some hot tea. You know what? I was telling Mulholland that I would love to get a little tea station in my office. And he just kind of looked at me a little bit like I was kind of crazy. And I was like, no, because I always forget to drink my tea because one, I have ADHD. And it's always, you know, it's always in the other room. So I always forget about it. Why is this window so big? Excuse me, music. Why are you so big? I need to change that at some point too. We could put music like down here. Because I have tea, and I like tea. I would like to drink my tea, but I always forget. I always forget. Look at y'all. Y'all look so good right there. I'm going to still move you again, though. Let's put you a little more front and center for me, then. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all are looking so good. Look, we got a chat window. Now I have to figure out how to add it onto actual stream. No, I don't. I want just this window. Give me just this window. There we go. Just this one. Just this one. There we go. Scooch down a little bit. And I think, I wonder if I have the shade of the color for this so that the chat is the right color. I suppose I could probably just kind of set it to like a whitey, lighty, brownish. Text settings, pick a color. Pick a color, any color. That's not actually a color. There we go. Save. Well, that just made it invisible. I don't think that that works. Or it just made chat disappear because I updated it. Okay, it's white now. There we go. Beautiful. It just disappeared because I updated it. Progress. We're learning. All right. I think I'm done fiddling with that for now. We did it. Good job, team. You're on the starting screen now. Come on over to just chatting. Oh, whoa. Excuse me. Not just chatting. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to come over to our party. Why do I, oh, there we go. No, 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 there we go. I have to remove the hotkeys on my number pad now that I got my stream element, my stream deck set up the other day. But I haven't done it yet because I spent most of yesterday working on that. Now I gotta add y'all onto chat on here. But hey guys, how was your New Year's? Happy New Year's. I hope you had a good one. I had a pretty good one. Though, like, if we're talking, like, specifically about, like, New Year's Eve, I definitely just coerced Mulholland to play Power World with me, and then we definitely went to bed early. Like, we went to bed at our normal bedtime at, like, 10:30-ish. I woke up in the morning, we're like, good, Happy New Year, smooch. We too old to stay up till midnight these days. Like, what's the point? Why we gotta stay up till midnight? Nothing's happening. Did have a little bit of wine though. It was very good. What else did we do? I convinced him to play Power World with me because I was like, hey, I want to spend time with you, but right now we only share like one game, and I really don't want to play that one game right now. So if you would be ever so kind, it would be great if we could do something else. And I was like, I want you to play this game so bad for me. I will in fact pay for it with the money that I have earned from streaming. And I think that's what finally convinced him. And I was like, you're not saying no. Can we do this? And I was like, my finger is over the gift button on stream right now. So we've been playing Power World over the weekend, which is absolutely lovely. Having to teach him how to play the game and the frustrations of learning a new game and the frustrations of the server being slightly laggy. Absolutely great. Fantastic. Love it. But that's why we're going to play Power World tomorrow. Anime backgrounds. That's not what I want. Text scenes. That's not what I want. Chat frames. That's what we wanted. Okay. Let's see what chat frame fits the best for that. I think maybe chat 1 art is nice because it's kind of like nice and narrow. I'm gonna make you mine out of my head, of my heart, in my mind. So you can feel your flesh. Or I could turn chat 3 vertically instead of horizontal. Alright, we're gonna... Where do I want to put this? I want to put it underneath my PNG tuber. So we're going to add it here. Yes, Red? What are you oh my godding me for? we're updating my OBS together. You are here as my emotional support. Here to help me. Oh, yeah, isn't it? So I originally sketched this baby because I was like, man, I really don't spend a whole lot of time sketching personal art. And then I was like, what would help me do personal art a little bit more is if I get paper and pencil, because of course I also haven't worked with paper and pencil in like over a decade. And so I started sketching in that book, and then I'm bringing it over into Clip Studio and then making the adjustments and fixing things there, because of course there's no control Z, there's no warping and fine tuning, so you can see all the sparts, all the parts here where like I actually like picked up and like moved it to correct the anatomy and all of that stuff. And then there's areas like this where I need to kind of clean up and see what it's actually doing before I ink it. But yeah, I want to do this more. OBS, tell me, we want to add, I'll just drag it again. We'll just drag her in. There she is. Over here. Look at that. That's a nice little chat window, isn't it? It's pretty cute. Excuse me? Oh, it did the thing again where it just like disappeared because the loop wasn't turned on. Come back here, you. You're not allowed to leave. You are here forever. Do they have options where you can like rotate it? You do have options where you can rotate it. Okay, grab that one, put it in the trash can. Get out of here. You're too short. We're gonna grab you. Drop you in the scene. Fantastic. We're gonna turn on the loop. Beautiful. We're gonna rotate you 90 degrees. Ooh. Look at that. Nice little window for chat. Look how cute. Just gonna finagle it a little bit here. I need to tuck it behind me as well. Behind the PNG tuber. Go. Make a new folder, a new group. This is going to be art, party, chat overlay. Because apparently you can't have groups with the same name. It's very particular about these kind of things. And then we will add in the existing browser source. There it is, browser source of chat. Okay, good. Why doesn't it just add it into the folder automatically where I wanted it to? You're so rude, Discord. Discord? Not Discord. Discord's not being rude. It's OBS that's being rude. Okay, so on this one, so maybe the window is a little too big. Okay, all right. So maybe I do need the smaller one. Good to know. But look at that. Chat. On stream. What a novel concept. This was one of the things that I was like, I want to do this for the new year because I'm going to start uploading my shit to YouTube again. Maybe we'll bring in some of my old YouTube babies that I used to have back when I exclusively streamed The Isle 1 million years ago. Where did that go? Where did it go? It went all the way to the top because of course it did. Come here. Loop. Come here, you. There we go. Just, okay, so I'm going to actually overlay this with the existing box, I think. Maybe slightly to the right. Hmm. I don't know. I don't want to put it perfectly within the box because like it does kind of cut off some of the text. But you don't want it to be too big of a difference in size because then let's see. Please generate chat the bloopity blops. It didn't. Okay, I was about to say I typed snoof and then I didn't see the snoof emoji and I was about to be really upset. Throw in a couple of leans here. Oh boy, there we go. Okay, so I do see that it does kind of disappear a little bit up there at the top, so we're gonna make it just a little bit smaller. Only a little bit smaller. Okay, there we go. What do we think? Does it look good? Do we like it? Do I need to move it more up here? I think that feels good. Feels good for now. We can fix it later if we don't like it. Yippee! Now the whole world can see you when you talk to me. It's not just me. Everybody will have context. Huzzah. Thank you so much for the trial and error and helping me set this up. I just needed a buddy while I do it. I'm gonna shrink music a little bit because, again, it was so big because I was messing with stuff one day and I feel like I never got it back to like the right size. Y'all, I have had such a fucking week. I've had such a week. And I'm gonna have to like give y'all like exposition as I start to move my tablet over so that I can actually draw instead of just fucking with OBS. Get this keyboard out of the way. We came here to draw. Heavy tablet is heavy. There we go. Keyboard's out of the way. We're actually in front of the tablet now. Now we can actually draw. Yippee! Look at that. This pin right here. Hi, guys. Hi. Woo! It's kind of hidden. I also added in the navigator yesterday so that, like, even when I'm, like, zoomed in, like, super ooper duper close, y'all can see, like, the whole, essentially, basically the whole image, canvas, composition. That's the word I wanted. You see what we're working on, even if I'm staring at exactly 2 pixels and you're like, what the fuck is she doing? Man, what was I doing with this inking? I'm already coming back to it and I'm like, ugh, there's things that I don't like. Look at this tangent line right here. Look at this. Who let me do that? Who let me just overlap that tangent right there? I feel like it ends up more like being a cleaned up sketch than the actual... I'm like, here. Why is this... Why can you see this part of my arm? This mane should be covering that. Y'all shouldn't be able to see my shoulders. You think I would just scantily show my shoulders live on stream? You gotta pay for that shit. Shoulders shown on stream. Inappropriate. Absolutely out of line. Let's get that out of here. Oops, that's the wrong eraser. Let's see. We're going to go to my basic eraser right here because I don't want my vector one at the moment. See, I can kind of see in the sketch here too where I was like gonna hide that, but it's so hard to decipher a sketch after it's been sitting there for a while. Guys, I also I can just swap between my things with just a push of a button now. Ooh. So I should be able to use my emotions a whole lot more, and I could just like toggle them and ooh, ooh. I'm gonna take a little bit of practice to get used to doing that, but it's all set up on my stream deck now, so I don't have to. You might see more of my expressions beyond just the default now. Older. So now that I've forgotten what I was talking about, I was gonna talk about what I've been doing since the last time we streamed. Yeah, especially this one. Hi, Red. I have so many things to show you in preparation for the 1-year streaming anniversary next week. Very exciting. Very fun. That's part of what got me motivated to work on stuff this week. That's why I wanted to get chat added. Part of it. I'm sorry, Red. But also, let's just be real. I was just manic this last week. And apparently, and I'm thinking that that maybe deserves a little bit of context itself. So for those of you, most of y'all are aware, of course, because it is in my stream tags, that I have ADHD and autism. What you might not be aware of is I have a whole bunch of other things sprinkled on top of that. I got the anxieties, I got the depression. Those are both kind of just symptoms of the autism and the ADHD. But I also have PCOS, which is short for polycystic ovarian syndrome, which means that my hormones are always fucked up. They don't know what they're doing, and my ovaries like to grow cysts. They go, hey, look what I made, and then the cysts just rupture, and it's a lot of pain. And on top of that, it usually means irregular periods because the hormones are fucked up. And for those of you that are period havers, you would think that, hey, not having a period all the time or irregular periods sounds kind of great. And I will say from experience, you know what? It does feel awful great whenever your periods just, some years you just don't get one. But any doctor would tell you that that is in fact bad for you. And just within the last 3 years, while I've been taking care of me, been taking care of my health more, and getting like all the diagnoses and everything, and getting healthier. I like lost 50 pounds and I'm trying to lose more weight, that kind of shit. Basically, I also got diagnosed with PMDD, which is like, let me look up what it actually is, because I'm so used to just saying the letters. Boop boop doop. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Cool. Sounds fun, doesn't it? So most ladies, during that time of the month, you get a little bit of PMS. It's normal, you know. It's very popular in media to show women getting kind of bitchy around that time of the month. And that's pretty much well considered normal, even though we shouldn't technically be experiencing PMS. And I get a little bit of PMS week beforehand. I don't get bitchy too often. Most of the time I get kind of a little extra weepy, a little extra sensitive. I have to send Holland a message, be like, hey, I got the hormones. Bring home chocolate and be sweet to me. Hi, Foresight. Hello. We're having discussions. I'm giving exposition. The way that PMDD is different is that basically, whenever it is that time of the month, I get a little bipolar. And usually, for a lot of people, I know a couple of other streamers that do have PMDD. I've noticed that for a lot of them, that kind of shows up more along the lines of depressive episodes. But for me, since I've been depressed most of my life, I get manic episodes. Which, sometimes, and when it, yeah. In which, being manic isn't always bad, but it's also not always great. So, and whenever you're manic, sometimes you just don't realize it because you're like, you feel amazing. You feel unstoppable. The world is to yours to conquer. You are all powerful and mighty. I I did so much. And of course, not only was I just a little manic, it was also New Year's Eve. So my brain was like, we are gonna tackle this new year in style. I quit a moderating job. I signed up for a crocheting class. I cleaned the fuck out of my office. And now I'm like sitting here today and I'm like, my body hurts. What the fuck? What did I do? Manic is cute on me. I won't lie. I kind of enjoy being manic. It's just like I need other people to be. It is absolutely the human version of Zoomies. I just need other people to be aware of it because there's like a lot of people that they don't handle mania very well. You can be destructive in your relationships, which obviously I did quit a moderating job. Thankfully, I handled it in a good way, and it's with people that I love and trust. And it has been something that I have been contemplating for a very long time. The mania was just sort of the, all right, baby, we're jumping it in, where normally I would have been like, ooh, I'm not sure if I'm ready to do this yet. Or like, with the cleaning part, sometimes with mania, you'll give away things that you don't mean to give away and you'll regret it later. Um, which I have another friend where she was like, I really just need to tackle this. And I said, hey, why don't we sit down together and do it together? Because one, I can be like, are you sure you really want to let that go? Is this you're getting rid of it because you think you don't deserve to have it, or are you getting rid of it because you don't legitimately need it anymore? That kind of stuff. I got rid of all the manga that I bought back in high school because I've read them plenty of times before. They've just been sitting on my shelf collecting dust, and I would like to use that shelf for other things. In fact, I cleaned my whole bookcase. I only got rid of the manga, but everything got a nice dusting down. And that shelf is now dedicated to D&D, baby! My D&D stuff is no longer stuffed in a backpack. It has a shelf all to its own. Everything is easily accessible. My notebooks, oh, shady, that's for another shelf. That's another shelf. That's another shelf for another day. My plan, so I cleaned my bookshelf and I cleaned my desk. I cleaned my desk because if my desk is too messy, it makes me anxious. And obviously, I'm at my desk all the time because this is where I work. So we definitely tackled the desk first, which turned into tackling the bookshelf. And now I have a couple of things that are stacked over by my entertainment center because that's the next place that we're going to tackle. Because I got an old Wii in there. I have only the Wii Fit game for it. I don't need that. I'm not using that. I have a Wii U. I might still keep that, but there's a whole bunch of shit in there that needs to be cleaned out and cleaned up, and then I can move so that I can make room for my DVDs that are currently sitting on my bookshelf, taking up space. We'll put the DVDs in the entertainment center where they actually fucking belong. And then we have another shelf available for other things. Yippee! Yeah, Wii Sports is pretty great, but I don't play it. Uh, I haven't touched either of those things, either of those systems since I moved. I only play on my Switch. I have a PS4 in there too, which I also have not touched. But I am more likely to touch the PS4 once I have like a capture card, you know? You'll buy the Wii. It comes with the little I got a bunch of remotes with the Wii condoms, and I have the Wii Fit step stool. I don't know what it's actually called. It looks just like it's a little aerobics steppy. A purple lava lamp. Fuck yeah. I am totally sold. I want a lava lamp so bad, baby. I'm gonna need pictures of that lava lamp though, bud. Baphomet. Baphomet. My mom might have issues if she comes over and she sees Baphomet in my office. I may want witchy stuff, but I still gotta have a little Jesus in here so we don't offend mom. Just say it's from a game. Yes, mother. This demon in my bedroom, in my hobby room, is definitely totally fictional. It's Castlevania. Is Baphomet in Castlevania? I've never actually played Castlevania. That's one of the things where, like, I didn't really have the system that it was on when it was big, and my parents definitely wouldn't have let me play it at that time because of, you know, religious background and stuff. But I want to. I wanna. It's true. Who can say no to a hot vampire? Not me, baby. But hey, look, since you weren't here, Foresight Shady, look, you're chatting. It's now on stream. How's that make you feel? You like it? Are you happy? I figured that out today. I have to still like finagle it a little bit. I wanna make it. You like seeing more of you? Of course you do, dear. That doesn't surprise me in the least. But yeah, I figured out how to do it by myself. I did it by myself, guys. I'm so proud. I've been putting it off for so long because I was like, ooh, it's confusing and I don't know what I'm doing. But I figured it out. I'm so proud of me. Claps my hands. Yippee! Yippee! And I wanted to do it before I wanted to do it for the streams at the start of the new year. I definitely wanted it done before our big party on the 12th. That's what I get for a reward. What do I get for a reward? The lava lamp? I thought we were trading the lava lamp and the Wii. What's the reward? No, the hydrate. Oh, fuck yeah. Water, baby. That's some good fucking water. Thank you. I was very thirsty. Alright, I think I'm actually going to sketch now. So there's some parts of this where I want to kind of clean it up. Maybe redo a couple of spots because it's kind of hard to see what I defined on the, like, the original sketch because, of course, I took a picture of it with my phone and it was very lightly sketched in a notebook, so... It was hard to see the hydrate because I still haven't figured out how to add other things to my stream. That's another thing that we got to get done before next week. I got to figure out how to add in the alerts. And I want some... The bark's not in there yet because I have not perfected the bark. I haven't decided what kind of bark we deserve yet. I haven't decided what kind of bark y'all deserve yet. But it's coming. I will bark for you. Don't worry. It's in the works, baby. And to be fair, I do sometimes just bark on stream for fun. It's just, you know, not on command. Sink inside till you Listen, listen, listen. I think I want to fix this part of the nose here too. Bark at Mulholland. I feel like if I barked at Mulholland, it would be in so much shit. Um, but also kind of in a fun, good way. So I might do that when he comes home today. Just to get my ass beat for fun. Because you don't remember what I was saying. I was manic, and I was manic because I was on my period. So it means I did not get very much special attention for New Year's, and uh, I'm ready. I would like to get laid, thank you. Yes, I would. I've earned it. I deserve it. Which is also funny because, my birthday's coming up next month. Ooh. Which means I need to start making plans for that too. How do we reward the Anna for her birthday? Yippee. Yippee. Is that a little better? Do I like that more? I might erase it and redo it. I'm gonna look up references for fox noses. Because I was just kind of making this up. But I would like to... Your birthday is... Nuh-uh, it's my birthday. And it's Lean's birthday. Oh boy. Something special from Japan. I love. Exciting. I love all the stuff that you sent me from Japan last time too. I got to go through a lot of it again while I was cleaning out my bookshelf because that's where I also keep all like my notebooks and stuff. And all those little school books that you gave me, I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to use these, but I want to use them. uh what was that website that Volpin sent to me? Did I bookmark it? If I was a smart girl, I would have bookmarked it. No, not learning. Not brushes. Alright, we're just gonna Google it. We're gonna trust Google to show me a fox nose. Give me that fox nose, baby. That's a pretty good fox nose. That's nice. This is a lot of fox noses, y'all. I kind of love it. Where's my Firefox? Let me just turn this on really quick. Look at all these noses! Look at all the noses. Here we go. Noses. That's a lot of sniffa. That's a lot of snorf. Alright, go away, Firefox. So many snoots. So many cute little boops. I also got to see the fox on New Year's in the neighborhood. He was walking through somebody's yard. It was pretty great. I liked it. It was good. It's a silicone fox nose on here. What do you need a silicone nose for, buddy? Because my friends that make fursuits say that maybe you should not use silicone because the fur just sticks to it all the time. Ooh, I gotta stand up and stretch again. Give me just a moment. Let me back up. Oh, sorry, Kuma. Did not mean to disturb you. Don't worry. Mommy's just stretching. We're gonna do a real one this time, apart from the one that we did at the start of stream. Because now I actually need it. Because I've been yapping for half an hour. Ugh. That was so nice. So good. Thank you for that, Redeem. I also met somebody locally that put together a little yoga routine for me that is based on my goals as far as like building strength and also my current limitations as far as like pain and boobies and tummy getting in the way, you know. All those yoga positions where you have to like fold in half, and if you're overweight, you have to decide whether you actually do the exercise correctly or whether or not you still breathe. I want to breathe, okay, thanks. So you can be in Tokyo a lot longer this time, which means you could actually take time looking for a stationery store that might have otter merch, which I love. I have seen that they actually have like very large conventions in Japan, uh solely dedicated to stationery. These people take stationery very seriously. So very seriously. And like, you know, some of it's like, you know, stuff like pens and ink and all that. But yeah, like the actual like I want to write letters and send them in the mail to my nephew because I don't think my nephew has actually ever received mail before. Wouldn't it be cool if he got a letter from his aunt that's to him and also I put some art in it? I think that would be pretty cool. I loved getting letters when I was his age. And I want to do that for my niece too, because I think that that's just a fun kind of novel thing that they'll remember. I want to do memorable things for them because I love them. And I want them to know that I love them. I'm still kind of doing this as more rough sketch than actual ink. So I'll probably come up and clean this sketch up again after it's all said and done. Particularly for like the necklace here, because that needs to be like chain. I like that a lot better, I think. I also have to like fix the perspective on the flower because obviously like the way the hand is holding it means that the flower is technically pointing backwards. But then you want to see like the front of the lily. Perspective. My greatest enemy. How dare ye? I also want to fix this leg, I think, because I think that this leg down here is not accurate. Ugh. And my face is itchy. My allergies are so bad today, and I have no idea why. It's certainly not anything outside. Outside is completely covered in snow and has been for weeks. Maybe it's all the dust that I stirred up yesterday while cleaning. That seems like a plausible. That makes sense. I think it's that. I've decided right now, here in this moment. So y'all, tell me about your New Year's. What the fuck did y'all do? Anything good? Anything fun? I wish that this decoration for the chat was multi-dimensional so that I could have the background, so I could have y'all technically underneath that star that keeps moving back and forth over y'all's Twitch icons. It bothers me a little bit aesthetically, but that's okay. We only paid $9 for this. Desperately trying to finish the Japanese translation of Electric Fencer so you can send it to print and have it go and have it in time for your trip. That would be very exciting. Do you know like how many copies you were wanting to take with you when you go? Do you have specific people that you're wanting to give it to, or to just like family? Hi VMOC. Are you sniffing me? Did I sniff a snore if I boop your snoot? Uh, I found out today that there's a program that I can add to to my setup, and I'm gonna add it so that every time that y'all post that snoof emote, it's gonna make a sniffy sound over stream. I'm very excited to add it once I figure out how. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. Just short run of 25, some family, the rest of new friends. That's great. I hope that you are able to get that done and they do a good job. And translations are hard, particularly trying to find somebody that will do a good one, you know? Lord knows I can only speak one language, and I remember the days of whenever I had to find subs for things in Japanese because they just didn't make it over to America yet, or at least they didn't make it quickly. And I was a poor high school student that could not afford to buy all of these things. There were a lot of fan subs back in the day. It was great. They were really bad. It's a lot of shows and a lot of manga that I never actually got to read because the subs were so bad. Well, thankfully you have a cousin that can verify things. That's helpful. Japanese is always one of those ones where I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to try and learn this." And then I started to sit down to start to learn it and I was like, "Ew, this is really hard." I've decided that if I am going to ever pick up a second language that is apart from English or American Sign Language, it's probably going to be Latin American Spanish because I know a lot already just because I grew up in Texas and I had a lot of Mexican friends growing up. So there's a part of my brain that is already automatically wired to understanding Spanish. So we're just going to capitalize on that, baby. There, I don't know how big the Hispanic community is up here in New York, but if you are in New York and you are Hispanic, I would like to be your friend. I did see somebody advertising in the Discord the other day for my local Metroplex that they were selling tamales for Christmas. And I was like, sign me up, baby. Give me that shit. Christmas tamales. I need them. Go to the Bronx. That's okay. But like, Forsyth, I need you to understand that is on the other side of New York. That is a very, very far drive for me. And as much as I have enjoyed the 3 separate occasions that I have gone to New York City, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it to drive to New York City for tamales. I don't know if it's worth it. New York is definitely one of those places that I like to visit, particularly when it comes to having money and shopping or going to conventions. I could never fucking live there. Never, ever, ever. I love the convenience of the suburbs and rural America. I hate driving. I hate traffic. And no more than a little small part of me kind of just hates people too. So let's not move to a highly congested part of the United States. Thank you. Oh, Lord. Am I actually going to work on this today or am I just going to keep yapping? I'm going to start doing some actual sketching here. Why is stabilization on? Get out of here. Mommy's sketching. Oh, that's why I had Toy House open. I was going to go look at the reference for my actual character. I was like, why do I have Toy House open here on the other monitor? Truly a mystery. There's a sleepy dog behind me. I think yapping is okay too. Another streamer that I regularly sit on whenever, well, not sit on him, but I sit in his streams whenever I'm not streaming myself is Vulpin. And he does art basically every weekday unless he has a reason not to, like migraine, something like that. Uh, and he mostly yaps during his streams too, and I really enjoy it. And saving my file. We are saving right now. Thank you. And I like that vibe. I like being able to just kind of like hang out with my friends and chat and then just work on art at the same time whenever I can. The vibe, I guess. Because art takes time. And if you want it to be good art, it's going to take a lot of time. And I have come to the decision that when it comes to my art from here on out, I'm gonna let it take as much time as it needs to. Because I have spit out a lot of art over the years, focusing on getting it done fast and in a timely manner, and there's a lot of stuff out there that, like, I've drawn it and I'm like, well, I don't think it looks that great. I think it could look a lot better. So now I'm just gonna make it look a lot better to the extent of my ability. But it's gonna take time. I want more fluff over here, off of the cheek. I think. And it looks like I had originally sketched that, but had not actually inked it in. So the cheek is still kind of defined there, but it's still extra floofy there. I have so many goals for the New Year's, y'all. I have so many things that I want to do. So I mentioned that I had signed up for the Learn to Crochet class. And we basically did that on the 2nd, because that's when everything opened up back up after New Year's. Well, it starts next week, and the class is entirely full. It's for 3 weeks. It's on Thursdays, so it's not a day that I stream. And I want to make some friends. And considering one of my besties that I have been besties with her since junior high, she is also very much into crocheting lately. I figure that I might be able to find a kindred spirit there. Surely there are more weirdos like myself that are like, ooh, I want to learn more crafts because I've got the time for them. It's also hard to make friends as an introvert, and fibercraft seems like a really great way to do that. I've been getting myself more involved in the Discord for my local area. I was originally doing a little bit of that when I first started streaming because I was like, ooh, this seems like a good way to build connections. But now I just really like, it's less for networking and having people join the stream and more like, hey, I just want friends in my area. I mean, Mulholland has his friends, but they're quite a bit older than I am. And I enjoy going to the parties and stuff with them and everything, but I want somebody my age that I can be silly goofy with. I feel like I don't want people to judge me whenever I'm silly goofy. And part of me is afraid that because Mulholland's friends are significantly older than I am, they might be like, wow, that girl, she's She's kind of weird. I have also thought about quilting. Last Christmas, my mom bought me a lot of quilting things because I added them to my wish list. I have not actually started learning how to quilt because that does require a sewing machine. I do not currently have a sewing machine, and the kind of sewing machine I want is not cheap because I do know how to sew and I do know how to pick a good machine. But it's, it's one of those things where I was like, I can easily put these in uh you want to pick up the drawing and shake it? Show me the drawing, Red. Show me why we're shaking it. Like, it's getting the quilting stuff as far as like the basic materials and everything. It's perfectly fine to get those like in a slow process. And I got like drawers. Oh, you want to shake my baby? Don't shake the baby. No, no, no. Hi, Senna. Happy New Year. Just a little baby. This is just Anna feeling little and cute. Kuma, that was stinky. Why would you do that? Why would you do that in my office? Shoo. Stinky dog. Yes. No, no, no. How about instead of shaking, hold, pick up, hold like hamburger. Shoulder rides. Piggyback. Bridal style. Maybe occasionally, with permission, throw like barbarian. I got to throw my very first person as my barbarian in a campaign a few weeks ago. We were at the top of a tower fighting two hags. And our druid in the group proceeded to polymorph one of those hags into a sheep. And I said, nobody touch that sheep. It's mine. And I picked up the sheep and I threw it off of the tower. And it fell all the way to the bottom and hit the ground. Because up until now, I have really only used my weapons on my barbarian. But getting to throw a hag off of a tower, that was, yeah. I was like, it calls to me. I have to do it. I haven't used an enemy to bludgeon another enemy with. It's not really my style. But the opportunity to throw an enemy off of the tower so that they not only take the fall damage in their polymorph form, but then also all the other carryover damage into their actual shape. Perfection. Chef's kiss. Love it. My axe could never be so violent. And it also meant we only had to deal with one enemy briefly. Crowd control. Yay. Boom, boom, boom. Monday busyness. What is busy on Monday for your job? Never just. Chucked a blood cap at another blood cap once. Both blood caps died, and the party realized it was gonna be messy in my barbing. You know what? If you're not a messy barbarian, are you even doing it right? My concern is now that my barbarian is the party leader, what does that mean for the campaign? Why did anybody let me be left in charge? I'm not quite sure what they were thinking, but here we are. See, Red knows what I'm talking about. Red, I'm the party leader. This campaign is also set in the Feywild. We are trying to fight Maeve herself because she's a fucking bitch. Fuck you, Maeve. Meetings, dealing with back end stuff, working on more e learning modules to get them improved. Yeah, that sounds like a Monday. You have a lot of meetings, Senna. And I know that, and that's with the context of you telling me that they're actually like productive meetings. They're not a meeting that could have been an email. Ugh, I hate meetings. I always hated meetings when I had to work in an office. It does come with the territory of being a manager, absolutely. I know Tor has to deal with it a lot too. And not only like it's not even just like the meetings, it's also like having to tell adults to behave. So much of managing uh there is a lot of correlation in how to manage adults and how to deal with toddlers. There's a lot of overlap there. You could just like pull up a how to parent book and the same shit would be right in there. It would be right there. It's good that everybody in your workplace behaves though. I know that that is not the case for many, many people, so I am happy that that is a thing for you. If a Pomeranian and a papoose because he's too full of energy right now and I need him to chill out, like, dude, I want a baby wrap so bad for the cats because they are constantly in here that want to be up in my lap and on my person while I'm working. And I'm like, you can't be in my lap. I pull myself completely underneath the desk whenever I draw because I want to be right on top of my tablet. There is no lap because I like sit so close to my desk. Like, there's nowhere for you to sit, buddy. And it's not even because I got a big tummy, it's just because my legs are touching the underneath side of my desk. If I had a baby wrap, I could just strap them to my chest and they'd be happy and content. The closest we've managed to get now is just a cat tree that is beside my desk. And that normally appeases them. But yeah, still they would just rather be in my arms. And you know what? I would like them to be in my arms, except I need my arms. My mercenary on Path of Exile 2 is very messy with his crossbow bolts that make enemies explode. Oh, that sounds so good though. I have picked up the bow in V Rising lately, and I love it. I'm loving the bow in V Rising. Like, the crossbow is okay. I enjoy the range, but as soon as I get a bow in my little grubby paws, because the bow allows me to continue to move and strafe so I can, like, dodge incoming enemy attacks while still having the range and just, turning my enemies into a pincushion. It's very nice. You have a reputation in Abyss of V5. What is V5? I'm gonna need more context because I don't know what that means. Boop. More or less meetings about issues that we're facing, ensuring that we have action plans, war rooms for me. Yeah, I get that. Honestly, like, if you had to have a meeting, that's kind of the ones that you want to only really end up having anyways. So, that's nice. Oh, 5th edition. That makes sense. Okay. I'm just so used to just 5e that I'm like, When Demigorgon's logical head tells you you're not welcome in the abyss, you know you make waves. And yes, my barb is cursed to never enter the demon realm a second time. I'm disappointed. Aw, man. You don't get to go play in hell anymore. That's so sad. I feel like hell was a really fun place for a barbarian. Particularly when you're like, I'm so angry I refuse to fucking die. Oh, you're welcome in hell. Okay, demon realm, different. It's just the abyss. Got it. Think maybe I move this fluff a little higher up, maybe. Or at least this one's just kind of like come up this way a little more. I'm merging my layers now. It doesn't matter. It's all sketch anyways. Whatever. I was trying to keep the layers separate between what was a cleaner line and what's a sketch, and now I just don't care anymore. Devils don't like your barbarian either, and I can't figure why. It's probably because you're not making deals with them. Anytime you're not making a deal with a devil, they generally don't like you. And honestly, don't make deals with devils. It's a bad choice. Let me grab this. I'm gonna move this a little higher up. Yeah, I like that more. What's funny is because our campaign is currently set in the wild, but we do have a tiefling in the party. And he does make deals with devils. And to this point, at one point I looked at him and I was like, we need a contract to make something, because we were trying to get information. Or basically, so those of you that are in the community, y'all know Razor, right? Razor comes in here in Twitch sometimes. His name is Blitz the Fox on Twitch, but he's Razor on Discord. And he got his character just recently into the party because his old one, he decided to retire him. And he is basically he's a person in a bird body. And then at night he turns into a bird in a person body, I think. I haven't experienced or at least the body stays the same, but the mind changes. And the bird, the one where it's the actual bird brain don't like us. So we actually had to like beat the shit out of him because he technically is working for the opposite side. And we were like, we need to make sure that you don't betray us. So we're just going to write up a contract here, and you have to sign it under duress, saying that you can't betray us, and you have to work towards our cause until Maeve is dead. And the person that inhabits the body most of the time, he's actually on our side. Uh, and he was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know. And I was like, no, buddy, you need to sign it. And then when they switched over, and so it's the bird, he tried to get away, but I had left him at 1 HP already. So I just like tapped him. And when he came to, we were like, here you go. No, wait, no, we didn't make him sign it whenever he woke up. The tiefling actually, yeah, I tapped him. It was only 1 HP, so technically I did really only tap him, so I wouldn't kill him. Yeah, the tiefling made him sign while he was unconscious in his blood, so again, signed under duress. But it's a devil's contract, so it counts. It's just funny because I'm Fae, and in my brain I'm all like, all of the other like Fae would have a really big problem with this contract, but because it's the Fae and devils working together, this shit is Loctite. There are no loopholes. You are not getting out of this. Does he start tweeting ominously? I don't know. We've only gotten to play 1 week with him so far, but I'm looking forward to the character. Because I think it's a fun character concept. And honestly, I like Razor as a role player in general. He's part of the group of, we're in like 4 different campaigns together, and we basically play like every other Saturday. We just rotate which campaign we're playing. We're starting a Pathfinder 2E game this weekend, and I have to make my character. But the last time I played Pathfinder, it's been so long, I don't remember how to make a character. So if any of y'all know how to make a character in 2E, I would appreciate your help this week. So I can make my poor little druid. Because I have like an idea of like ideally what I want him to be, but to do that actual like build in Pathfinder to make him functional, yeah, I don't know. I I like it. I like it a lot. I've really only paid through like a beginner's module. But of what I remember of character creation when I originally made my first character, she was a sorcerer because of course sorcerer is my favorite class when it comes to D&D and D&D adjacent games. Um there's a lot of flavor for roleplay. And because 5e, you have like a limited number of backgrounds that you can choose from, but basically you can sort of, or you can make your own and you just like grab adjacent things or whatever. There are so many backgrounds in Pathfinder, and there's a whole bunch of information on like specifically like where you can choose your bloodline. Thank you so much for the hydrate. I definitely need it. I've been doing a lot of yapping. There's just a lot as a role player to work with. And while the system still, it still has like its combat rules and everything and stuff like that, I feel like perhaps for like our group in general, where we are heavy role players and we sometimes just get out of situations by being smarmy chatty assholes instead of like actually just beating the shit out of things, it works out well. It works out really well. And there's also, I feel like you need to be a little more calculating when it comes to combat, perhaps, because a long rest does not restore your full HP in Pathfinder 2e. It will restore a portion of your HP, but not all of it. So a long rest is not a magical cure-all for your adventure. So you definitely have to be a lot more cautious on when you engage, when you retreat, shit like that. Or at least that's just kind of my general experience of it. If anybody is more familiar with Pathfinder, you are more than welcome to contradict me on any of those things. I like it from the outside perspective of I'm a beginner and I'm gonna play this, and I'm like, yippee. Shit, but I should sit down and level up my druid before my dungeon master decides the third session will happen. Absolutely. What subclass did you pick for your druid? I haven't gotten to play druid in 5e yet, but I have a lot of them on my list of ones that I want to try out. I think in the next 5e game I might do a druid. Just be nice about contradicting our dog. Say it with a smile. As long as you are respectful when you disagree with me, I am 100% okay with that. I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I know that I'm not 100% correct all the time. I'm just a girl with a lot of opinions. But I'm completely open and willing to have a discussion. And I love having discussions and conversation and being engaged like that. Yes, you do have to be nice. It's the rules. It's right there at the top. Taps the list. Be nice to others. Thank you. I want us to have, because I like having discussions and conversations. It's just I don't like whenever people are like, the moment you disagree with them, they take it as a personal attack upon themselves. That's fucking exhausting, man. Like, don't do that shit to me. Don't do that. If I wanted to argue with someone, I would call my sister. Like, really? And even then, I don't really argue with my sister all that much these days, anyways. We just mostly argued when we were kids. I think more now, if I wanted to argue, maybe I'd call my mom. My mom would argue with me for fun, for sure. We have D&D on Thursday after a break from the holidays. I'm so hyped. Ooh, I am hyped for you too. What are you playing in your D&D game? What class did you pick? Tell me about your character. Lore dump on me. I need it. Ooh. I love talking about people's OCs, especially my own. But talking about other people's OCs is also great. I love the characters that people come up with. They're so cool and original, and I love it. I kind of want to match this curve to my actual character's face, so let me flip this really quick and let me look at my PNG model here really quick. I can hear Vex in the background because I have her stream open while I'm lurking, and I'm like, ooh, I want to pay attention, but also I have to do my own stream. Ooh, what is she doing? It looks like she's doing an either or kind of game. Would you rather have the power to shock anyone with a touch but never able to hug again, or be immune to static shocks but lose all your hair? Damn. That's fun. I like that. That's fun, Vex. Ooh, it's actually one where you, like, vote on it. I guess stream gets to vote? Oh, that's cool. I love that. That would be fun to do in the future. I'm not over here just mooching ideas from Vex, guys. I just like the vibe that she has. Obviously, we've been friends for many, many years. I just like sitting on other people's streams sometimes, and then I sit there and I'm like, ooh, I like this vibe. I want to bring it over to my channel. Berg Wildstar, enjoying the fact that I have to flex and be kind in my mild moderating. I say mild because I'm not equipped for Twitch. I mean, I could equip you for Twitch, but you did tell me that you only wanted to moderate Discord, and I would like to respect that. I won't make you work over here unless you want to, buddy. I got other people that I can make do that. Like, I think Foresight has a hammer. Do you have... Yeah, Foresight's got a knife. My actual Twitch mods don't know where they are. They're probably in bed. But that's okay. Y'all are good and behaving, so we... Unless we need to hire more mods, it's just me. So... I 100% care about your energy. I want you to enjoy yourself here as much as any other viewer. I just like hanging out. Link's arms. We're gonna be friends now. You're my buddy. I play a warlock who used to be a wizard in training and dropped out after finding his patron. He has been primed to be a wizard by his rich and powerful family. I fucking love that! I actually totally have a character coming up for another game that she is a dropout. She's a sorcerer that went to wizard school. Being a viewer is fun. It's nice. It's hard to not immediately step into a moderator position, especially when you know how to do it and you're a trusted member in the community. That shit, it's hard to say no to people. So first of all, I am proud of you for having boundaries, and I am happy to be a person to respect them and allow you to do that. Mwah! Nice to meet you. You do have to hold back 100%. I know. I get it. But I've been a moderator on Twitch before, and like, it's a lot. Particularly when chat starts moving fast. That shit's scary. Like, I need to figure out how to, like, I need a button somewhere. I need to figure out how to set up on my OBS where I can, where I can switch to slow mode in OBS instead of having to open it up on Twitch. Cause Lord, whenever I get raided by somebody that's bigger and they start yelling, I'm all like, help, help, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, I love this song. We're talking about D&D. It's time to turn it up. Let's go, baby. In my fingers, I feel it in my bones. What the fuck is gonna harm us? And it got to go. The wrong day to the ground with my tight crew. Here's what we're gonna do. Me and my boys are gonna fuck you up. Fuck. I love Tom Hardy so much. Short. It's always a kid, meaning that he's done this shit before. Alright. I love Cum Cardi. He's so fucking funny. I got introduced to him by Yeen, Last Nightlight, for anybody that is familiar with Twitch chat or on Discord. And man, it's great. He's so funny. It's a good vibe. Yeah. But it's D&D. That's what makes it funnier. And if you haven't, yeah, and if you haven't encountered somebody that is just like an absolute fucking murder hobo in your party, have you really experienced D&D? There's always got to be some person in your party that like does not wait for everybody to discuss it. They just fucking jump in and do their own shit, and you're like, "Fuck, dude, man, come on." But it's fun. It's fun whenever as like the deeper I get into it, I like having people that play characters that are just spontaneous like that, because you get into so much shit. Failure is great. Failure is hilarious in D&D. Don't be afraid to fail. It's good. It's good for you. It builds character. Did I ever tell you about my chaos touch sorcerer who was a murder hobo without trying? How are you a murder hobo without trying? Ugh, I love Riverboy. On a D100, if my sorcerer rolled a 9 to 10, cast the spell you just cast as many times as you have spell slots. Level doesn't matter. I actually, so I've started DMing a play by post campaign, which is more just like role playing and occasionally we roll dice. But one of the NPCs that I have made, he is in fact a chaos sorcerer. And I have looked at that chaos table, which is effectively, it's a wild magic table. And I have played a wild magic sorcerer before to much delight that I currently play in one of my games. So I'm really looking forward to shit going down once he starts doing shit, because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be, well, it's gonna be good from the context of me, the DM, having a good time. I don't know about my players yet. It's gonna be Lean's first introduction to D&D, so it's good. Let me fix this nibbler a little bit because I think it's actually technically in the wrong spot. I might just leave this one little fang right here and not have one on this side. A personal wild magic table? Hell yeah. I want to see it. In one game, I played a Verdun. And Verdun, like it mentions in like their flavor text or whatever, they randomly like suffer from like mutations and shit like that. And so when I was playing her, my DM actually made me and I put together a random mutation table. And sometimes he would just be like, hey, while you're taking this long rest, roll on your mutation table. Or so, and like when I leveled, I definitely had something. And man, the shit that was on this table, the wildest crap would happen. I think she ended up covered in fur at one point. Uh, her skin changed color. One of the options was to change gender. There, I was like, it was a D100, and it wasn't like ranges of like 1 to 20. It was like, if you roll a 1, this happens. So I had like 100 different mutations that I could roll from. It took a long time to figure out and put everything on the list, but it was a lot of fun. And the rest of the party is like, what the fuck is happening? She's a Verdun, man. It's just something that happens to him, okay? It's just normal everyday Verdun things. I have notifications on Discord of these DMs from other people. 2 DMs from MOSFET. Okay. I'll respond to him after stream. I messaged him earlier today and I was like, how was your New Year's? Because I haven't got to talk to him very much lately. But we gotta talk to our other streamer buddies when we can. We love supporting our fellow streamers. I'm liking how this is coming together. That's looking pretty good once I hit the sketch. Look at this. Look at my mane is looking so good. I don't want to draw hands right now because I'm really not in the mood for hands. I might come and fix this part of the leg here. But I gotta look at some of my other sketches where I actually draw in that kind of style because my references for my character, she's got long human legs, not little animal legs. I'm gonna send you an image in DMs, Red, and this is gonna be basically I just want you to understand that this is basically the vibe of my barbarian and her patron. I can't share it on stream because the character is technically naked. I suppose I could put it in the art share on the Discord. We could put it in the art share on Discord. We'll put it in the not safe for work art share. Boop. If you are not currently on the Discord, you are welcome to join. We have a lot of artists. I also like to just yap in there whenever I'm not streaming because I'm lonely and I like to talk to people. I just also like to share like art and memes and crap that I find throughout the week, and I think we're gonna do like a movie night here pretty soon because I found a movie that I want to watch, but I don't think Mahalan will watch it with me because it was made for teenage girls. I was like, I could ask him, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to make him watch something he doesn't want to watch. The Discord does have a thingy where, like, it's like, how did you find us? You can literally just shove Twitch in there, and that's all you need to do. It's mostly just a protection against bots randomly raiding into the server. Once the server gets bigger, I can, like, set it to, like, a more automatic thing where you don't have to apply to be in the Discord, but in the meantime, we use what we gotta use to make it happen, right? Ooh, you sent me the list. Every creature within a 10-foot of non rolls Constitution save. A failure results in poisoning. Non becomes a potted plant. Always good. Cast the same spell using all spell slots. Reverse gravity for yourself. All small vermin within a mile are drawn to you as fast as they can scurry or scuttle and will follow your commands for 1 minute. That sounds amazing. I love that. I want little rat friends. That sounds great. Swap characters with another nearby person, PC or NPC. Mind switch for 1 hour. Cast summon mount. Polymorph into a random aberration. Polymorph into a random celestial. This is great. Love it. So good. Do you only get to find out what it is if you have rolled that number so far? Is that why some of these numbers are just blank? Is he just making them up on the fly? Ooh, it looks like Shan Chan is streaming. Nice. Angel feathered camel. Forgive me while I scroll through other people's art for a little bit while I look for a reference. Just a camel with feathers, no wings. I don't know, that kind of like a dodo with a hump. I think that sounds kind of cute though. I like it. I would have kept him. I need to refill my water, y'all. Give me just a moment. Oh, we'll make that brush bigger while I write with it. It's nice that the Subnautica theme would come on when I need to get water. How appropriate. I'll be right back, y'all. You come downstairs with me, Kulma? Uma decided he wanted to stay downstairs. Yeah. While I was filling my cup up, he moved and got up on the couch and got all settled in. And I was like, oh, okay. Guess we're not hanging out anymore. That's fine. I just saw your comment on where you said he spit on a demon. That's great. Mmm. Fresh water. Rehydrated. Fantastic. Yeah, wah. Yippee! So pay it in. Quiet before the road. I've been waiting. Feel what you won't become. That looks like a good reference for me. Oh, wrong layer. Get out of here, Wawa later. Hello, Noct. How are you today? So nice to see you. Monkey-shaped, one eye, can't speak. I don't know if I've ever even heard of that aberration before. You just finished writing a story. Yippee! Personal story or something for CC? I also got chips and guacamole while I was downstairs. I am sorry if y'all have to hear a little bit of crunch, but God, that guacamole, the guacamole? The guacamole, it smelled good. Oh, is it for like Shadow Lock? Very nice. Very nice. Well, if you DM it to me, I will read it after stream, ma'am. Mmm, chippy. We had gotten some, like, the little holy guacamole cups because he made quesadillas with some leftover brisket over the weekend. And man, those were amazing in the first place. But I was like, hey, we still have some leftover guacamole. While we were getting groceries on Sunday, I just picked up some chips because who doesn't love chips and guacamole? And if I don't eat them, he's gonna eat them. So fuck, I'm gonna eat it. My yeehaw man getting into a fight? Hell yeah. You fight, yeehaw man. Have I seen your trainer for that group yet? I feel like I have. They were so good, Wildstar. Like, originally I had suggest we use leftover pulled pork, but apparently we had finished off all of the pulled pork. But we still had leftover brisket from whenever he last made it. And oh, he was like, yeah, there's probably some changes I would do the next time I make it so the brisket was like a little less greasy or whatever, but man, it was so good. And then I got to have another one the day after for lunch because we still had a little bit left over, but not enough for a whole nother dinner. And I was like, yes, 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 yes. You absolutely can pop a link in here, Nox. You should be able to. Let me click on this boy. Oh, look at him. That is one good looking trainer. Look at those long eyelashes and that scar across his face. Yum. Is he single? I'm not joining Shadowlock, but anytime I see an attractive trainer, my eyes just kind of light up a little bit. I just like when my friends have really attractive OCs. A single Pringle. I love it. I need to give my characters in CC a lot more attention than they've been getting lately. I have just been so busy with everything else and moderating. And so this year I was like, ooh, I'm gonna do a lot more personal art. So, like, I still have to finish up Karazar's gift art, but I don't think I'm opening commissions anytime soon. So I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of art for me. I love this song, Wildstar. It's so good. I found it via shorts on Facebook. A night when I broke his heart, one for the joke that I took too far, and it's one for the dent in the rental car, the doodles I'd undo. Yeah, I think she has a really lovely voice. Her name is Rose Betts. The doodles I'd undo. And the artwork that is paired with the shorts, very cute. Very, very precious. I spend a little too much time watching shorts on Facebook, but only because I still have a Facebook and I do not have a TikTok. So I gotta get my shorts in somewhere. And I still have to have the Facebook because it's the only way that my niece and nephew can currently message me because they don't have their own phones yet. They just have like the Facebook family and they can open it up and message me via my sister's account. But it's still safe for them because my sister has to approve who they can talk to. And I'm starting to get text messages from my niece because she's learning how to read. It's so cute and so sweet. Or sometimes I'll message her and she'll send me back a voice message because she's able to read my message. One time I told her I wasn't feeling well and I got a voice message back. She's like, I'm sorry you aren't feeling good, Auntie Anna. I hope you feel better. This is one that I drew on paper and then brought back into Clip Studio so that I can like fix proportions and everything. You can see all the areas where like I cut from where the original sketches were and everything. There's a lot of things where I'm kind of like pondering it and I'm like, how do I make this look correct? But I'm taking my time with it and just working on it slowly because I want it to look good. Kind of scrolling on DeviantArt at the moment, looking at some references to see if other people have drawn uh, legs in the same way. Already gone. I missed you, knocked. I just wanted you to know that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ay, 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 ay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. This is kind of nice. Oh, I'm still drawing in purple. I love purple, but that's not the right color to sketch in right now. December is, yeah. I saw how many cookies you made, girl. I understand. Did you have to host any family this year? Frowns at your father-in-law? Oh no, that sad face tells me everything. Please tell me your house survived in a moderately cleanish state, my friend. Thankfully, I don't have to host anybody for Christmas. My family does not have the financial means to come up to visit me, nor do I have the financial means to go down and visit them, especially after I spent Thanksgiving with them. So Christmas is just me and Mulholland. Though we did go and did a little friends party on Christmas Eve with his friends group. We did a Secret Santa, and I got a planner that's attached to the wall to my left now. It's very nice, very cute. I take a picture of it, but then there's a reflection of me in it, and I'm like, ew, no. Had Hub's friends over for the weekend after he finished baking and had a week break. Then father-in-law came for a week. He was here through the 20th through 27th. Ah, family. I know, you to my own reflection. It's true. Well, because also when I was like trying to take the picture, I looked really scrungly, man. Like, it's one of those ones where, like, maybe I should have taken a shower that morning, but I was like, nah, I'll just take a shower tomorrow. And so my hair was kind of all messed up, and I was like in my extra cozy, frumpy pajamas. And I was like, nah, no picture. No picture allowed. But also, like, just to be like honest and real, I have a lot of dysmorphia with like my current weight and stuff like that. So that's been like part of the push as far as like getting more physically fit and losing weight and stuff like that. So like I've been learning to become happier with my body, and I can look at myself in the mirror and go, I think I look cute. But I feel like I have to put a little bit of work into that. That's rough, Noct. Thank you for your sacrifice for the sake of the holiday. And now you're free. Yay! He went home. I feel like I also kind of want to move this knee a little further down. I'm going to change like the whole fucking shape of the leg at this point. Ugh, that's the worst part. That's what gets me knocked. That's what really... Like, how old is this man? And he hasn't learned how to not only, one, only piss in the toilet, and two, clean up his piss if he misses the toilet. Seriously. It's basic fucking manners, my guy. Sometimes I just wonder if he does it out of spite to you. Like, does he just have something against women? Is that why he's an ass? Like, I don't get it. But I would stop inviting him over. Like, leave him to his own house so he can clean up his own piss. You don't need to do it anymore. Good. I'm proud of you. Stand up to that fucker. Let this be a lesson to all of my male identifying viewers. Be clean. Clean up after yourself. Because that shit's just gross. Have some decency. What did you do well today? You managed to pack some stuff despite pain meds making you sleepy. Good job, Wildstar. What were you packing for? Ugh. Not. Ugh. Not. See, Forsyth, that's good. That's good manners. I just asked Mulholland if he would be willing to let the bathroom be his weekly chore. Because even though I had, you know, my dad is a very clean gentleman. My brother was always very clean. I just hate cleaning the bathroom. I especially hate cleaning toilets. It doesn't matter how clean you think you've been. You still gotta, you know, you still gotta clean it. And it grosses me out. So, moving soon. Family is putting the house up on the market late January, early February. All while you're healing from wrist surgery. What the fuck? Prep has definitely been pretty slow going, I bet. I am so sorry. Packing's already kind of like hard enough as is, because you gotta like go through everything. And anytime that I've personally had to move, I've turned the whole packing experience into a, do I really need this? Do I really want it? Do I want to move it X number of hundreds of miles from point A to point B and unpack it again and find a new home for it? And I found generally that the answer is usually no. So then it also involves the process of, okay, is this trash? Does this need to go and be donated? Do I need to sell it on the internet? You know, it's a whole hullabaloo. It's kind of why I hate moving. But I think it's been a really good way for me to keep a lot of clutter and crap that I don't need out of my life, too. I kind of like having the space in my office where it's just my office, and then if I want to get new shit, I have to get rid of old shit to make room for the new shit. Downsizing. So there's a lot to get rid of, for sure. Don't let your family fall into the habit of shoving a bunch of shit up into the attic or into the garage so that they become unusable. If it's just going to go into the attic or in the garage, it's going to sit there. You probably don't actually need it. Unless it's things like Christmas stuff, that's fine to go up in the attic. All of your tools, that's fine to go in the garage. But you have to leave room for like your vehicles and shit like that. If it's not something that you need in your immediate life, it's probably okay to get rid of it. I'm looking at my garage. We still have boxes in there that I need to sort through. I get that a lot when I look in our garage, but there's not really anything of mine in that garage apart from like extra automatic cat boxes that I brought when I moved in. And so like it's really kind of one of those things where Mulholland is going to have to be the one to tackle it, because I don't know what's worth keeping and worth getting rid of, and I don't want to get rid of anything that's his that he would actually legitimately need or want to keep. So it's just like, meh, shrugs. I would like the garage to be tidier, but I will leave that to him. I definitely cleaned out my garage before I moved up here, for sure. And man, dude, it was gross. I had to put on gloves. I had to put on a mask. I don't want to think about the number of rodent droppings that I had to clean up, because my old house backed up to a large wooded area, so mices were kind of inevitable. And my late husband had not been taking care of the garage for a very long time. But that's okay. I got it all cleaned out, and my brother was really appreciative when he moved in with his family afterwards. Donating all your old kendo gear to a local dojo. That's so cool. That'll be such a blessing for them. I'm sure they'll be super appreciative. I have a lot of old camping stuff, and I'm like, do I want to keep it? Or do I want to donate it to some local scouts? Because I think that I'm past the age now where I'm willing to sleep on the ground. Like, I would probably still be okay with sleeping in a tent, but we really need to bring something that's like mattress adjacent so that I'm comfortable on the ground. I love camping. I've enjoyed it for many, many years. My family used to do cold weather camping for Thanksgiving every year. But man, my body just hurts. I'm turning 40 next month. I don't think I can do it anymore. I think if we do camping from here on out, it's just gonna need to be like a cabin or glamping of some sort. And I think that's okay. I have earned the right to that at my age. Or like I would be okay with like a pop-up camper too, where it's still like tent adjacent, but it's got like mattresses in it and little heater, little bit of little stove, that kind of thing. I would be really cool with that. But those things cost money and quite a bit of maintenance as well. So, you know, it's kind of one of those, if you're not camping all the time, is it really worth that purchase? And we can't really go camping because we got 3 dogs and 2 cats right now, so shrugs. Well, and the camping gear that I have too, it's good stuff. My late husband was an Eagle Scout. It's stuff that they could use and is good quality, so I feel like it would definitely find a good home. I'm liking this better. I'm glad I decided to change this leg. Just rent one when you want one. Absolutely. I think that that's kind of the plan. Or honestly, we have we have friends in the friend group where they have like RVs and stuff like that. Like I feel like we're trustworthy enough of we would take care of your shit if you let us borrow it kind of thing. But, some people wouldn't want you to loan that because like there are plenty of people in the world that would not take care of your shit. So you have to worry about that. I like that so much better. Ooh. Pop up in your backyard, you're more welcome to use. My family used to have one, but because we only used it for Thanksgiving every year, and my dad didn't really do a whole lot of maintenance on it throughout the years, it just kind of fell apart. So that's like my biggest concern with the pop-ups. I would certainly be willing to borrow it, though I don't even know how far away you are, Red. It's just like roll up and be like, "Hi, I'm here to borrow." The reality is that the dogs are kind of they're getting up there. And as much as I'm loath to talk about it, you know, Toby is the oldest, and we've really been honored to have him for as long as we have. Um, Kira, she is getting older, but I've always been very diligent about her health care. And at this point, even though she's like 13, she's only lost like four tiny little incisors on her bottom teeth. It doesn't even affect how she eats. So I think she's going to be kicking for a long time. Probably same with Beaky, even though Beaky's only like 7 right now. But like Kuma, Toby, Loki, they're large breed dogs, and you never really know how long you have with a large breed dog. Um, I was especially surprised when I lost my standard poodle Danny as early as we did, because I was like, we've always taken immaculate care of his health, and then just one day they were like, something's wrong, we don't know what it is, but it's probably time to say goodbye. And that's hard and it sucks, but I'm one of those pet parents where I'm like, if they have that discussion with me, it's gonna happen. Or I've had to have that discussion before whenever we had to, just within this last couple of years, when we had to say goodbye to Mahalan's 2 cats, Buddy and Dexter. I had to be the one to be like, I think it's time to let him go, honey. I think it's time to, like, I know we don't want to. We both bawled like babies over them, but when you know, you know. And I don't know that we would necessarily. I think it would be a while before we even added new pets into the mix, just because life plans and busyness, and having having 7 pets was a lot. Having 5 pets currently is still a lot. And if he's going to be retiring within the next X number of years, that means we would have to make a move with a bunch of pets. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. It was hard enough making the move with my 3 pets when I moved all the way from Oklahoma up to New York. So, you know, things might change, but I think we'll probably be downsizing with the pets for a while before we start adding new ones to the family. So, but that'll make things like vacation and traveling and all that kind of shit a whole lot easier because I feel bad every time I have to leave Mulholland home when I go want to visit my family because of the animals. Because hiring a pet sitter is hard because Kuma's a big anxious noodle. Um, and he still gets really anxious even when it's just me gone, and he gets extra clingy with Mulholland. Boarding, we did that once whenever we went up to Anime North and got to see Vex and everything, but they did not love that experience. Kuma definitely did not love that experience, and I don't want to do that to him again. You would like to leave Oklahoma? I mean, I get it, buddy. And like, I'm saying that, but we might end up moving back to Oklahoma after he retires just because that's where my family is. It's where my nephew is, and then my sister and my niece live in Texas. And I just kind of I want to be close to them and I want to be a part of their life, and that's important to me. And unless I make it big and I got the money to move them all up here, that means I got to move down there. I like New York. I like New York a lot more than I liked Oklahoma. But I like my family more than I like New York, so that's the trade off, isn't it? Looking at Kahlua, she's 12 and she's got some kind of something going on and he doesn't want to get it checked. That's a problem, though. Like, if you don't get it checked, it just kind of gets worse over time. And you kind of have to, like, I've had to have this conversation with my mom a few times. I was like, just because you ignore it doesn't mean it's gonna go away. It's like a check engine light in your vehicle. And sometimes if you get it checked early, it's an easy fix. If you don't get it checked, sometimes it's life threatening. And the only person that can make that call is a veterinarian. But I mean, I worked in veterinary medicine for 10 years as a receptionist, so I understand that I've seen a lot over the years, and so it's obviously it influences my decision on how I care for my animals, particularly when it comes to their health. So, yeah. Might be asthma, which they do make inhalers for cats and dogs. You just gotta hold the little nozzle over their face and make sure they breathe it in for a little bit. It makes a huge difference. My personal recommendation is the next time that it happens, record it and then go in and see the vet. And the vet can check her out in the moment, but also you had the video of a, hey, this is what it looks like. This is why I'm concerned that it's not just a reverse sneeze. And who knows, maybe it is just a reverse sneeze. Wouldn't that be lovely? Oh, bless her heart. Hydrate, water, thank you. I've actually been munching on chips, so extra helpful. I just mute the microphone every time I go in for a big crunch. The nice thing is if it is being just a sneezy old lady, they can not only do things like an inhaler, but also things like antihistamines, stuff like that to kind of help too. So I think I'm going to move this leg out more. That's not quite right. Let me see. So this would be like here-ish. You're lurking now? Ogre decided I've been comfortable too long. Your eyes roll as soon as you pop on the head. Is it nap time? Nappy time. Eepy red. I tuck you in. I smooch your forehead. Enjoy your lurk, Red. Thank you for hanging out and chatting with me. It makes stream quite enjoyable to have friends. Oh no, you gotta make dinner. Ugh. Ooh. I hate cooking. It's my least favorite thing. One of many. I have been truly spoiled to have found a partner that enjoys cooking and is very good at cooking. Thank God. Cooking is the necessary evil to me getting to enjoy delicious food. Say. That pot looks awful tasty. I have gotten a sneak peek of dinner. Kitchen was designed for some unite a bit shorter. Oh, somebody's a bit shorter, so cooking always ends up heating. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Quite a bit shorter. I know that that is definitely a problem that Mulholland has in our kitchen. And I sympathize, really, I do. But it means that the counter is a perfect height for me, for I am so short. He's the only one that can. So he gets his high shelves though. If he doesn't want me to have anything, he's just got to put it up high where I can't get it. I think if he had the option to design his own kitchen space though, it would he would have significantly more room or more height to his counters and shit. My back just gets mad because I have big boobs and my back is always mad. It's just, one of the unfortunate consequences is just like you have all this weight just strapped to your chest 24/7. You can't just put it down. So makes my lower back pretty mad. Though with all of the exercises that I'm going to be doing to strengthen my core, perhaps that will be improving over time. I'm just a firm believer of I should be able to remove them whenever I want. Just Velcro them on. Just rip them off when you don't need them. Throw them out the window. Be great. Be so good. Uh, It'll be so good. Okay. I like that quite a bit better, at least for this right foot. I still think I need to do the left foot a little differently. But that's okay. You got to have a reduction surgery? I want a reduction surgery. Ugh, the dream. I love my mom, but I do not appreciate that I inherited uh memories from her. Forever I have been jealous of my friends with small titties. I've always been like, ooh, you can have mine. I'll give them to you. Being a shapeshifter would absolutely be amazing, though. Yeah, I get to pick what I want to look like when I want it. It'd be so good. Gotta add the toe beans on here. Very important. I feel like I also need to warp this a little bit here. I'm trying to work with my hotkeys while also moving my chips. Thank you. Yeah, I also know that you are not alone in that sentiment. I know that I also know that Mulholland is also very attracted to the way that I look. And I'm finally at a point where I'm a lot more comfortable with the way that I look. There's just small changes that I would like to make for my personal comfort and also just like the little bit of dysmorphia that I have with my body. Gosh, how nice did it feel to suddenly have 4 less pounds on your chest, though? Because that sounds amazing. I will say, Forside, I got some gift art here within the last few months where it has me, rather than just like my basic character art, I have more of like a mom bod, and I'm like, damn, I look good. So it's nice. I think these toes need still more work, but we'll just kind of, I'm just gonna erase that a little bit and I'll mess with it in a bit. Ooh, wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that's kind of what I hear is like the recovery is rough. But I do know that when I lost weight previously, I did definitely lose weight in my bust. And so I was like, oh, thank God. Because could you imagine if I had lost 50 pounds and none of it had been in my boobs? Ugh. I want to get to a point where I can buy a bra that doesn't cost $80. I just, I just, big bras are really expensive, you guys. Especially if you want them to be good. Absolutely. Well, honestly, at this point, as far as bras go, I only exclusively buy at places that are specifically made for busty women. Because there's a lot of people that when they design clothes, when it's for plus size, they just add like extra fabric and they don't really accommodate for what plus size needs. So like my shirts, they're either like they're way too baggy in the bust and they're not really long enough in the waist, or you know, my jeans, I have so much room in the ass that like it fits perfect around my waist, but like the butt is baggy, and it's not like I don't have an ass. I absolutely have an ass. I just don't have like big bootylicious glutes, you know? That's also kind of why I want a sewing machine. I could just fucking tailor my own clothes so that they fit better. I could make my own clothes. It would be so good. I don't know why they have lace though. I also don't know why so many bras have like underwires. Underwires? Horrible. They never stay in the bra. They're constantly stabbing you directly underneath your armpit, which is like so sensitive. Just awful. I don't wear bras with wires anymore. I'm all like, yeah, sure, they're gonna give me more support, but it's not worth it to me. I don't need more support. People know how big my boobies are. I don't think they're even gonna notice if they're slightly a little bit lower than they designed the bra to be. It's just what the fuck ever. Lace is blech. The only time I ever wear lace is whenever it's like lingerie. And that's because lingerie stays on for all of like 10 seconds. Because the guy is like, get out of that. I need to fuck you right now. I will say, though, what is kind of fun is like they make corsets for plus size women that are quite comfortable. Um, yeah, that's good shit. Because then it's like the whole support of the waist is holding your boobs up instead of just two measly fucking wires. That's good shit. Makes you look good too. The next time I go to like a big convention where they sell corsets, I definitely want to get one. Because the only one I have right now is kind of, I bought it. I bought it off a lingerie store. It's kind of cheap and, it's definitely not meant to be worn long term. I have a few words for you, Noct. And those words are lace in your armpits. Ah! Lace in your armpits. Awful. Horrible. Who devised this torture device? Oh, so true. Like, I'm less sensitive in my boob area. Like, somebody could fucking elbow me in the boob and I might not notice it. But, like, my armpits? Fuck no. Under my boobs? Absolutely not. Lace over my nipples? Hell nah. I think my biggest frustration with underwear, like bras are frustrating, but like just underwear in general, they are not designed for a lady with a fupa. There is not enough room in my underwear. They don't fit right. None of them fit right. Also, I'm sorry if that's too TMI, guys, but I got a fupa. Enjoy. I need to hurt you. Need too much. Yeah, the underside of your arms is like super sensitive too. I had to wear a dress for my sister's wedding. Context: my sister married a Nigerian man, so we had to go to a cultural wedding. And my dress was custom made in Nigeria and shipped to me. And I did not get to touch the fabric until after the dress was already made and I had to put it on my body. And oh my god. And it was made out of the itchiest, scratchiest, hardest, non-moving fabric I have ever experienced in my life. It looked gorgeous. Do not get me wrong. The seamstress did an amazing job, but if I had to have my choices of fabric, that would not have been it. But all the bridesmaids had to wear the same fabric. All of us just got to have a slightly different dress design so that they were flattering to our shapes because, all of my sister's friends and myself very different body types. So I looked great. I'm a little confused by how many pictures I got taken of aunties walking up to me and taking pictures, but that's cool. Uh but that dress, it definitely got donated as soon as the wedding was over. I was like, somebody at a Goodwill is gonna love this. That somebody is not me. Yeah. There were so many pretty dresses at that wedding ceremony, too. Man, what a fucking party. Cultural wedding for Nigerians. So much fun. I do not wish to be anything but a guest in the future. Do not ask me to be your bridesmaid. Do not ask me to be your bride. I will come to your wedding as a guest. I also had to wear a gele, and that was wild too. Trying to keep that thing on my head. And it like kept scratching my forehead, and I'm like, itchy fabric. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, buddy, you already got one wife. I think you only get one. I've been married once. I think if I'm ever going to get married again, I'm definitely eloping. My first wedding only ever happened because my mother and my sister made it happen. I would have been content to have no wedding at all. I was more focused on the relationship and the actual marriage part. My poor family. My mother and or my aunt that did my flowers, she's like, "What flowers do you want?" And I'm like, "I want stargazer lilies." And she's like, "Okay, what other ones do you want?" And I was like, "Anything that looks good with the stargazer lily. You do this as your job. I trust your judgment." And she just kind of like looked at me. And I was like, "I just want it to look nice aesthetically." The other flowers are not important. The stargazer lilies, that's what's important. End of statement. I think she did an amazing job. My bouquet looked gorgeous. It was heavy as fuck. Thank God that I got to pass it off to my sister whenever it was time to exchange my vows. Having to hold it for my wedding photos, ugh. Nice. You went to work 30 minutes after you got married? So, like, we didn't have our wedding certificate information and shit to fill out at my actual wedding because my driver's license had expired. And so I had to wait to get a new license. I had to wait for it to come in. So once my new license had come in, we went to a courthouse and had like the whole little courthouse ceremony or whatever. And it was just like his parents there and the people that were at the courthouse basically. And that was like months after our actual wedding. Like I got married 6/9/12, June 2012. We did not actually get like our actual legal marriage completed until April the following year. And then I did not change my last name until right before my driver's license was set to expire again. I didn't want to waste the money. And I was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it's going to take a little while. It's like, whatever. It was super easy to do all of those things, but like, I wasn't in a rush to get it done. It was like, whatever. And my husband at the time didn't care either. He was like, it gets done when it gets done. As long as you're not just. I wasn't doing it out of spite, certainly. I was just like, I don't have the energy to do this right now. And he's like, that's fair. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm trying to look for references for the last time I drew toe beans like this that I was happy with. But I think I recently did this whenever I drew Dante back in 2004, so I think that's going to be a good reference. Ooh, trying to get him imported to Canada. That makes sense. Yeah, you don't fuck around whenever it comes to um getting legalized in another country and shit like that. I can't believe y'all didn't stay in Canada. You would just leave Canada? You would come back down to the US? To be fair, the state of the US was probably in a much better place at that point. Might be rethinking it now, but Mahone likes to joke that we're gonna move over to Portugal after he retires. Just gonna become expats. Really? I didn't realize that about jobs up in Canada. That's unfortunate. I just have a lot of friends that live up there. Bum 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 bum. Did I give myself originally only 3 toes? I think I'm gonna stay with 4 toes. I must have like popped down to 3 for like simplification's sake, but I feel like I might stay with 4. What did I have on my toy house? Time to look at my toy house. I have 4 toes on my toy house. It's decided, everybody. We got 4 toes. House prices are 2 to 3 times more than here. House prices here are already insane. What the actual hell, Canada? Why is cost of living so goddamn high? Now, are we talking comparative with the US dollar, or are they more expensive because the Canadian dollar, everything technically counts as more expensive because the numbers are different? I'm learning. Thank you for educating me. Not long ago. Ooh. $840K for a 15 square foot house, like an hour outside of Montreal 3 years ago. Yuck. Yuck. Gross. I suppose I'm not moving to Canada, folks. Apologize for all my Canadian friends that was hoping that I would become a neighbor. Should I leave that hole in my belly where you can kind of see through at the end? You can see the light at the other side? Or do I just leave it a black hole? Yeah. There's a lot of places in the US where it's still relatively affordable as far as like cost of living goes, thankfully. It's just, you know, you gotta work with that shit as far as like whether or not there are also jobs available in those areas. And to my knowledge, work is just generally hard to find for everybody right now, which sucks. Are the two middle toes the same size, or is one of them slightly larger than the other? I'm saving my file. Hi, Kiki. So good to see you, sweetie. Did you have a good sleep? I technically haven't taken my meds because I kind of fucked over my sleep schedule or my med schedule. So I've been taking my meds before bed. Although I did take mine yesterday. I'll take my meds right now. This seems like a good time. And I did eat today. We went out for breakfast on Sunday. Not on Sunday, on Saturday. And I got some s'mores pancakes. And so I got to bring those home and eat those leftovers this morning. I still have some leftovers for tomorrow as well. Let me tell you, these pancakes are amazing. I think I return a chair later today. Well, that kind of stinks. I was hoping that maybe after stream I could ask if you wanted to be a vampire for a little bit. At least until Mahalan got home from work. Thank you for the hydrate as well. I'm having some water. Man, you're making me do everything. Now I gotta stand up and stretch too. Ooh. Oh, she broke her chair. Gosh, that sucks. She didn't hurt herself, did she? Last time I broke my chair, I definitely hurt myself. Like, cracked on one of the supports for the wheels. And I managed to, like, cut up my leg real nice and good. That was, yeah. But it was, like, shitty plastic, and now I have actually, like, uh, metal for that whole portion on my chair. I still need a new chair, but it'll last. It'll last until I find one that's comfortable. What I need to do is stop looking for gaming chairs. I need to get like an executive chair. Because those are made for sitting much longer. And I'm at the computer all the time. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I hear a lot of things about Secret Lab chairs. I'm just, gosh, the price. Gosh, the price. It would be kind of fun to be able to get. They do have a World of Warcraft one where it's the Horde, and I'm like, ooh. But I would like it even more if I could get like something in like this pastel purple of mine. That'd be nice. All right, Secret Labs. Custom design me a chair with my logo on it, baby. You can do it for me, right? I know that I'm just a little itty bitty baby streamer right here, but I've already been going for 1 year. We got more to go. I'm not going anywhere. I'm having a blast. 5 to 6 years is not bad. My biggest concern, like with my current chair, my cats have absolutely shredded the headrest because they like used to use me as part of like a parkour course in the household. Um I would need to like see about something about cat resistant cover. But there's also going to be a lot of training after I get a new chair to be like, no more scratching mommy's chair. That's against the rules. For a long time, I was kind of looking and maybe getting a chair that's specifically like for tailbone pain. Or like they specifically shape it so that you're not sitting in a way where you're sitting on your tailbone. But like, just with me fixing my posture a whole lot while I've been streaming, it helps. My tailbone still hurts, but it hurts a lot less. And like the yoga and the exercises that I want to do, like I want to help with that. It's supposed to help with that too. You have a pea tree on your headrest. Can I see your pea tree? And I could even probably do something simple like that where I have like one of my many office blankets on my chair so that it is not the source of shreddy claws. I kind of want to define this hip a little more. Separate from the butt fluff, maybe. Come at me if you dare. Come fight me if you dare. Well, you sent me a DM. Time to look at the baby. Aw, look at him. He's so cute. He's sticking right out of the hole in the top of the secret labs. I like it. That's great. It's very cute. I also like your is that dachshunds on your blankie there? See you soon, Kiki. Drive safe. Love you. I got Kiki V Rising for Christmas because I have been so deeply invested in the game. But I wanted to play some other games on stream for a little bit. So now, for date night with me and Kiki, we get to be a vampire. We had a little gaming sesh on Saturday and introduced her to the game. It was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. And of course, I like boosted everything on the server as far as like gathering and collecting rates and everything. So breezing through the content at a rapid pace was like, yay, yippee, fun. It is a lot of fun. Um, I was suggesting to her that the next time we played, we were probably. I was like, hey, how do you feel about swapping over to creative mode? And we just go find. Because I gave us unlimited castles. We'll just go find some plots and just do a little creative building. Make something pretty. She got me the Castlevania DLC. And I have like the Eternal Domination DLC, and she got herself the Plague DLC. So I do use Clip Studio. What is free? I don't know about free Clippy. Please enlighten me. I never actually have spent Clippy, so bum 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 bum. One and the same. A daily Clippy giveaway, huh? Well, let's open up. I'll open up the basic Clip Studio thingy and see if I can. Menu. I'm not going to update to the latest version right now. No, sillies. Where are you? Where do I find you? Oh, I gotta probably log in. That would make sense. You just gotta click that login button. That'll probably fix it. Notifications. Login bonus. Look at that. I just wish it would keep me logged in. There we go. I got some free Clippy. Thank you for telling me about it, buddy. Just go ahead and minimize that. Y'all couldn't see it because I've got this set up to only show my Clip Studio current project, so. Work on my Esper butt fluff over here. Nice. Nice. Erase this a little bit. See what I was doing here with the original sketch. I can see it. I just gotta, like, actually decipher it. Wanna know it right now. You told me. Oh, wild. Listen with a gun. Here we go. Extra fluffy hips. I kind of like the fluff on the right side now a little more than the other side. I might fill this out more. Unleash the beast. Yeah, environment brushes. I also wanted, there's like, I've found some recently where it's natural hair brushes, because I would like to do more of that, but like, costs money. But yes, also fuck drawing grass and trees. You're not wrong. Afraid, take you on the other side. Never feel like the honest one you don't like. Yes, I'm alive. Are you ready? Though to be fair, I don't like draw a whole lot of environment. I don't draw, actually, let's be real, I don't draw any environment shit at all. So it would probably be a good idea to get a little bit of that, because I would like to challenge myself to draw backgrounds more. That would probably be a good idea for my growth as an artist. Look at that. This looks good. We're coming together. I still haven't drawn these toes yet. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna draw those. Avoids them. Oh my gosh, it's already 4 o'clock. What the frick? When did that happen? Okay, let me pull up and see who is currently streaming, because if I don't feed some cats here pretty soon, we'll have a riot on our hands. Let's see who's currently maybe doing some additional art today. Boop, 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 doop, doop, boop, boop, doo. Hmm. I don't think that. Let's see. Do I want to raid somebody new, or do we want to raid a friend? Somebody new or a friend? Yeah, it's raid time already, I know. What happened? Where'd our stream go, guys? I think somebody new. Somebody new feels good. Feels good right now. Let me. And it looks like they're still just on their just starting screen. They're going to be paying Paleo Pines. We love Paleo Pines. I'm gonna go ahead and send y'all over to Rozga Art. They're Parasaur. That's why I started following them. Because dinosaur, you went to Booby Land. What's Booby Land? I'm getting distracted. We're raiding, guys. We're you can't just talk about boobies and distract me like that. Quick reminder, if you have not joined the Discord yet, please do so. I would love to see you there. Let me just go ahead and slap that in chat for y'all so that you can have that link easily accessible. I love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today while I was working on art, particularly personal art. I had a lot of fun talking with y'all today. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to be playing Pal World. Brand new save, pretty much. I got some in early basic leveling shit like that done with Mulholland. So it's not like start of the game, but you know, decent progress. I'm gonna go find and build a new base so we can hang out during that, and then I'll be back on Wednesday with Lean for more dispatch. Happy New Year, everybody! I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Goodbye.